I
Pam Hill.
Let me get my composure together. I'm not from Idaho, but I am an American. I'm a Navy vet who served in 230 some odd combat missions. I have a bullet hole in my chest from a mission that didn't go the way it was supposed to. And I have some other scars from other things that happened in the theater of war that this country doesn't recognize for a lot of reasons, which I won't go into at this time. But the reason I'm here today with these people and many other groups that I belong to and associate with is because the people that died with me, I had 3 of my closest friends die literally standing right beside me in combat. And quite a number of men seriously injured, and some went home with nothing left.
I have to take the camera away because
some
people
of the
are
men that I
coming
served
into
with
court
lost
and I don't want
arms
to
and
video
legs
them as much as
and
possible.
more. Some are paralyzed from the waist down, and some are missing half of their bodies from some of the action that we were in. And when I look around at what's happening inside this building and other buildings like it around this country, and even in the White House and other places, my heart bleeds because these men that I served with and died with, literally their graves are being spit on and their lives are being spit on. And they gave everything. When I went into combat, I knew firsthand, from my commanders that I might not come home. And when I signed the paper saying that I would serve, I knew there was a high probability that the work that I was doing and would be called upon might be the last thing I ever do in this world. But it didn't matter to me because, like my grandfather taught me when I was a little boy, he says, if you're not willing to die for your freedom, you don't deserve it. If you're not willing to die for what matters, why do you have it? Why do you ask God for it? If you're not willing to give up everything to maintain it, what's the point? So the reason I'm here with these people and others, many others, is so that the people that I served with who died and were injured and named, not only in the war that I was in, but in all the wars that have ever been fought, that their memory doesn't die with tyrants like this, with these people who stand behind their badges, who look the other way. It's bigger than the Constitution. This is much bigger than the Constitution. These people have sold their souls, and they've sold it to an entity that doesn't give a damn about them, that when this life is over, he doesn't care about them. And when whatever they do, when they retire or walk away or whatever, it's going to stand against them eternally. And they don't understand the price. But people that died for this country know the price because they paid it many, many times over. If people don't understand what that value is, then why do we have a country? Why are we here? The Constitution is only one piece of the puzzle. It's an important piece of the puzzle. Those badges don't mean, pardon my language, don't mean shit. Those desks and everything inside that building, and all those men and women who were doing their jobs, and I use that term very loosely, because I had a job to do too, but it wasn't sitting behind a desk, it was standing in front of a man, pointing a gun at me, trying to kill me. What was it for? What is all this for? If it's not for our families and for our homes and for our children, what's it for? Why do you do what you do if it's not for something that matters more than you? What's the point? And we live in a country that is the greatest country on earth. Everything that we could ever dream of is here. We stand for something or we stand for nothing. What are they standing for? A judge? A law that's illegal? A mandate that hurts people more than it helps? If you want to talk about science, let's look at real science. Let's stare at the science. The masks kill people. They have particles in them that trap bacteria that you're breathing time and time and time again. How is that healthy? How has the science backed that up? We give a vaccine that has, when it was tested on animals, killed every animal it's ever used on. And now we're putting it in our children? Who are we? What have we become? What have we become in this world? And when we look in the mirror, Michael Jackson had a song that has one line in it that stands with me. And it helped me through some of the darkest times that I've been in. And that is, when you look at yourself, who do you see? The man in the mirror. Who do you see when you look at the man in the mirror? Is it someone that you like? Or is it someone that you want to change? Every one of us has to one day look at that man and see, is it right? And if you're not happy, make a difference. Every one of us can make a difference. It may be small, but we have to make a difference. Because if we don't, who will? Who among us will? I stand in front of a whole bunch of people right now that will. I stood in groups with thousands of people in them that will. I was on the USS Nimitz, 5,500 men and women that stood for something that mattered. They were willing to give everything. What are these people giving up? These men faced terror in ways that you and I can't even begin to understand. If you've never been in combat, if you've never had anyone standing there, with 900, 1,000 men, 1,500 men shooting at you, and all with one goal, to make sure you never went home. What do these guys stand for? Nobody's shooting at them. No one's challenging them. We're standing out here for one thing, to live free, to live our lives the way that we choose to live, to raise our children. I have 3 daughters and 27 grandkids. That's why I'm here. I want them to have a world that I don't have, a world that I may never have. And it doesn't matter to me. If they take me out, go for it. If you think you're tough enough, do it. I've stood toe-to-toe with some of the greatest enemies this country will ever face, in countries that I can't even pronounce the names of. What do they stand in front of? They stand in front of a bench. They stand in front of a desk, supporting a law that isn't a law. What's the point? If you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. I'm calling on everyone to stand up today. Today is your day. And like was just mentioned a little bit earlier, we are this close. We are this close to losing everything. And I don't think it's many months from now before it happens. We've got to do something, and we've got to do it now, or we have nothing. And if we have nothing, what are we doing? I know that this is the Lord's country. He put his stamp of approval on this nation. I know that his church is here. His church is us. We are Israel. Every man, woman, and child in this country is Israel. He put his stamp on us. He brought us here. Now what do we do with it? We've been given the blessing. What do we do with the blessing? Do we spit it in God's face? Do we crap on Jesus' atonement? Or do we make a difference? If you lose your life, you're not losing much. But if you lose your freedom and your children, you lose everything. I know these things are true, and I testify of it in the sacred and holy name of my Master. Not these people, my Master, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Let you know that I'm putting the video down when there's people coming by. So just know that. God bless America, and God bless all our military. Thank you for serving to keep this country free. God bless you.